My name is Jared Markman. I'm the Executive Director of Da Vinci Art Alliance.
And I'm Brian Gersh, the Director of Exhibitions and Programming at Da Vinci Art Alliance.
Welcome to Da Vinci Fest Live, presented by PNC Arts Alive, powered by NextFab and Temple University College of Science and Technology, and designed by Da Vinci Art Alliance. Da Vinci Art Alliance is an 89-year-old community visual art organization that builds community through art. We're thrilled to celebrate unsung leaders, community innovation, and artistic excellence this evening with you.
I'm pleased to introduce Da Vinci Fest Live, a festival conceived to unite the creative forces of art and science at work in our city of Philadelphia. Tonight's broadcast will feature a curated collection of art and science activities, local stories of innovation, and interactive exhibitions of all kinds, all surrounding the live premiere of the 2020 Da Vinci Derby. The Derby brings together artists, engineers, and inventors of all ages to the most exciting race this side of Philadelphia and a global pandemic. To kick off our festival, we are going to pass it over to our Derby correspondents, Leslie Goodell and Leroy Sabanda.
Thanks, Bryant and Jared. Welcome, everyone, to the 2020 Da Vinci Derby as part of the annual Da Vinci Fest Live. The Da Vinci Derby is being broadcast from NextFab in the new North Philadelphia location. I'm Leslie Goodell, and with me is Leroy Sabanda, product engineer with the Bressler Group as well as MIT. Leroy, give us a glimpse of what we're going to see today.
Thanks, Leslie. Yes, participants from all over the greater Philadelphia area were invited to transform a 7-inch block of wood into a derby car to compete for awards in speed and creativity. Using their derby starter kits provided by Da Vinci Art Alliance, these participants engineered, assembled, and personalized their derby cars that will race in a custom track created by Bressler Group. We'll see cars made by scientists, artists, and innovators from all walks of life, and kids.
Yes, from Raina, who is competing tonight with her troop of Girl Scouts, to Nina, who created a futuristic car laced with flashing neon lights. Innovation is alive at any age. Roy's car, the Fanatic, is dedicated to his brother, Alex. As Cub Scouts, they built and raced derby cars together. Roy built his car for speed, and hopefully he can bring a trophy back to his family.
Now we shall have to see just how well the Fanatic does against over 90 other competitors.
And those other competitors are inspired by various things. We have 5 cars based on rainbows, 5 inspired by fish, 4 inspired by cats, 2 dragons, a crocodile, a spider, a log flume, 2 food trucks, a popsicle, and of course, a Philly pretzel.
Wow, all this inspiration is definitely making me hungry.
I know, right? Okay, let's move on and let's talk about the rules.
The car must follow all sizing restrictions seen in the derby car diagram. The car must not exceed 8 ounces in weight. The car must use all 4 original wheels and nails from the Da Vinci Derby starter kit. Corresponding wheels, separated by the width of the car, must be 1.75 inches or further from one another. No starting devices of any kind are allowed.
Okay, can you tell us about the derby track a little that the cars will be racing on?
That I can. The derby track was designed and fabricated by Bressler Group and a series of volunteers. See, the track is 8 lanes and 25 feet long and makes use of a combination of both curves and angles to come up with something that is both art and engineering combined. Da Vinci himself was a polymath, and all of his explorations often had the same combination of art, science, technology, engineering, and math to come together with beautiful creations in the end.
The founders of Da Vinci Art Alliance chose Leonardo da Vinci as their namesake because of his innovative spirit, keeping that spirit alive and well at the Da Vinci Fest Live. Prizes for today follow in this tradition of merging creativity and innovation. Therefore, trophies will be awarded for creativity as well as speed.
Yes, between October 1st and October 9th, the community voted for their favorite designs of the cars, and later Da Vinci Fest Live will unveil the most creative cars voted on by you, the public. The second category of winners will be for speed. The more than 90 race cars will each compete once, and then the fastest cars will compete in a bracket system. The bracket system will take the top 9 cars, which will then race in heats of 3 to find the fastest car in the Da Vinci Derby.
While the cars get ready to race, we're going to check in with some of our festival partners and explore what else Da Vinci Fest Live has to offer.
Hello, I'm Jane Golden from Mural Arts Philadelphia, and I'm so happy to share our newest mural with you. Murals! The world needs murals. It's called Innovation Lights the Way. The mural was an exciting opportunity to honor the connection between the arts and science. At Mural Arts, we see public art as a way to tell the story of a place, and we hope this mural serves as a validation and a source of inspiration to everyone who walks by, bikes by, and drives by. I truly believe that art ignites change and that art plays an essential role in the life of our city. And now more than ever, we need not just beauty, because we definitely need that, but we need to be connected to each other. Our work has a way of underscoring and lifting up and shining a light on our distinctions as people, as communities, but it also underscores our common humanity. So thank you, Da Vinci, for inviting us into your home to do this extraordinary project by 2 wonderful artists. Yay! Thank you.
My name's Sammy Kovnat, or Scoves.
I'm Maria Roman.
And we are the lead muralists and co-designers of the new mural for the side of the Da Vinci Art Alliance building in South Philly called Innovation Lights the Way. Our mural is all about the relationship between art, science, technology, and how over time they've intermingled, and come to influence culture, community, and the neighborhood around us.
We hope that when people in the community look at our mural, they're able to find something around the neighborhood or from their culture that makes them feel warmth and makes them feel familiar. Almost a celebration of these things that make us come together, and we interact with them every single day.
Da Vinci would render things around him so that then he could understand it. And so for us, this idea of having the paper lanterns angle up to the right corner is this idea of having an innovative light, an innovative thought, and this idea of health and happiness be something that leads us into a new generation, and that innovation lights the way is at the core of what people can sort of gather when they look at and sort of explore our design.
We really want to thank everybody involved, the committee, Mural Arts, Jane Golden, Corinne Wilson for supporting us and believing us for this mural as first-time leads. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
What you just saw is the new mural, Innovation Lights the Way, by artists Sammy Kovnat and Maria Roman. The mural was made possible by Mural Arts at Da Vinci Art Alliance's South Philadelphia location. Now, in the spirit of innovation, let's get on with the races. All right, let's get the first preliminary heat race underway and look at the featured cars. Starting in lane 8, it's Nazareth Lore. In lane 7, it's Pet Cemetery. Bella at the helm in that one. In lane 6, it's Blaze by Naheem. In lane 5, The Feliner with Norma and Louise. In lane 4, it's Crazy Car by Nick. In lane 3, Rainbow Dash by Veronica. In lane 2, it's Jaden's Racer. And in lane 1, it's Speed Spider by Asher.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, Norman and Louisa coming up big in the Feliner. It's more like Thelma and Louise in that one, Leroy.
That it is. The interesting thing about that is Curly sitting atop there. She's not just sitting pretty, she's serving to move the center of mass of the car further back and up, which definitely contributes to that speed we're seeing there.
Curly is the family's cat, by the way. And coming in second was Pet Cemetery. What did they do well?
The interesting thing about Pet Cemetery is that she worked with a woodworker, and that kind of guidance and inspiration clearly comes through in how aerodynamic that final car is. Definitely giving the edge.
All right, let's move on to the second race. Here's your lineup. In lane 8, it's Space Monster. In lane 7, Swabo. And a very pretty car in lane 6, Pink Petal. Lane 5, All Natural. In lane 4, 37 FBI. In lane 3, it's Aiden's Racer. In 2, it's Oreo. And in lane 1, it's Cool Jack. Whoa, I cannot say I saw that one coming. Space Monster for the win, coming in at a minuscule 2.5 pounds, the lightest car in the race. Leroy, did you see that happening?
I certainly did not. At 2.5 pounds, I have to tell you there's something secret sauce going in there. It must be the axles, it might be the aerodynamics, but there's definitely something special about that car.
And coming in second was All Natural, and a really unique approach to putting this car together.
Quite interesting indeed, Leslie. You wouldn't think that fluidics would get involved in a derby car race at all, but it turns out that the maker of this car used olive oil to slick his car up in the end. Being a chef himself, he's not very foreign with that.
It worked. All right, let's move on to race 3. All right, let's look at the lineup, starting from lane 8, where you'll find the Smile. In lane 7, it's the Cats. Lane 6, Forest Car. Lane 5, our Car. Lane 4, Sugar Rush. Lane 3 is Kai. Lane 2, the Rainbow Jacket. And in lane 1, Dragon Car. Oh, the inside tracks had the inside track on that one, and Sugar Rush, the winner, looked like it had a sugar rush to get across the finish line first there, Leroy.
And I'll tell you, Leslie, anything that is inspired by sweets is fine by me.
I did notice that Forest Car did not finish. Why is that?
And I noticed that too. It's while inspired by trees and environmentalism, it is not the most aerodynamic.
No, not at all. All right. That is the end of our first 3 races. Da Vinci Fest Live celebrates the innovation and diversity that our city has to offer. So let's take a look at some of the other Da Vinci Fest Live partners.
NextFab is a place for innovators by innovators. A lot of us have experience in art, technology, and business. It's a place where people can come, create, collaborate, and make some really great work. This space is unique of our 3 locations because it has both textiles and a jewelry department. We also have metal shop, which has welding, some minor machining. We have CNC machines, we have laser cutters. We also have wood shop that has your typical tools and also some more modern tools to help facilitate the creative process. We have a lot of artists who have worked in more traditional means, who have moved on to enhancing their work with the modern tooling and machining that we have.
This new facility is really amazing. It's very spacious and it has a lot of excellent equipment. The linkages between what one already knows and then the opportunities to expand that knowledge are plentiful. And that was one of the reasons I became a member. My work now is based on found and reclaimed items, most of them found on the street. So every piece requires a different attention for assembly. And for me, it opens the doors to opportunity. And so it really expands the ability to make just about anything.
I am a visual artist, and my practice as an artist now is working with lasers on plexiglass and LEDs. The reason I completely changed from traditional mixed media, it was because I found lasers. And I found lasers only because of NextFab. So I retrained my whole artistic practice to incorporate the lasers into my work. Here you have a community of artists. You have all the tools you need, and also has created a lot of new ideas for me. You have the expertise of the people working here to do it. So that for me has been incredibly valuable. That's why I love NextFab, and actually I spend so much time here I could live here.
Welcome back. We are 3 races down, and we've had some excitement so far.
And some really unexpected finishes so far, Leslie. Let's take a look at that Heat 4 lineup.
By the way, this lineup, my favorite names we've had so far in these races. You have Jania's Racer in lane 8. In 7, it's Attack of the Shark Rocket. Lane 6, Pretzelwood Derby John. Lane 5, Rolly. In lane 4, Tiger Rug. In lane 3, Sir Stacks. And 2 is Derby Popsicle. And my personal favorite, because I love pizza, in lane 1, Pizza Truck.
3, 2, 1, go!
A fairly close race until about halfway through when the cars in the first 2 lanes took off. Pizza Truck coming in second, but Derby Popsicle getting the win. And Leroy, those are 2 very different cars that finished first and second.
Very different cars indeed. Derby Popsicle, a father-daughter team, and the wisdom of age coming through so clearly there with the weight on the back and the aerodynamics. And Pizza Truck, while not as aerodynamic, definitely has a lot of that weight, coming in at a hefty 7.65 pounds.
Well, it's like it ate a little bit too much pizza apparently, but it did do the trick. All right, let's go on now to race 5. And here's your lineup. In lane 8, it's Lily Star R. Next to Lily is Pretty Girl Nevea in lane 7. Lane 6 is Rainbow Speed. Adjacent to lane 5 with Jaden Brown. In lane 4, love the name here, Telephone Pole Log Flume. Lane 3 is Monster Ice. In lane 2, it's Colorful Colossus. And in lane 1, it's Matilda.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, once again, Leroy, we see 2 very different cars finishing 1-2 in this race. What's the difference here?
Again, the difference is in aerodynamics and in weight. We're definitely seeing the Rainbow Speed pulling across that finish line with good aerodynamics, and the truck is being pulled across there with pretty hefty weight. I think that's the difference between these 2.
All right, that wraps up race 5. Let's move on now to race 6. Starting in lane 8, you've got Carly's Racer next to RQ Race Quinton in lane 7. In lane 6, it's Lightning Racer. Lane 5 is Rascals. Oh, that's really cute. That's going to be a tough one to win, though. Doesn't look very aerodynamic. In lane 4, the Montoya Family Racer. In lane 3, Renal's Racer. In lane 2, Mariah's Racer. And in lane 1, Love. Oh, Renal's Racer really jumping out to a big win there. And there's some consistency we're starting to see in these winners here, right, Leroy?
That we are, Leslie. We're starting to see a lot of races focusing on the aerodynamics, getting to nudge out in front.
All right, so Lightning Racer, also aerodynamic, but what we noticed prior to this race was the weight of this car. Where is all that weight?
That's true, and what's difficult to see in that video there is the plate, the metal plate that's bolted onto the back of that car that's definitely giving it all that weight.
Makes it weigh 7.95 pounds. That's the end of our second set of preliminary heat races. Let's explore now what some of our other programming partners have in store for us.
Indigo is a city initiative of Philadelphia that has allowed the community to be able to transport in a more eco-friendly way. I actually became a member of Ride Indigo in the summer of 2019. They partnered with an organization that I'm involved with called Girl Track, which is the largest Black women's health organization in the United States. Indigo partners with the Bicycle Coalition to offer free beginner education classes on how to ride a bike, how to adjust your bike, how to use a bike in an urban context. And that was a very beneficial class for me. I didn't know about hand signals. I didn't know that you have to ride with traffic. I didn't know any of those things for someone who hadn't been on a bike in a long time and kind of needed to brush up on those skills. I use it for a lot of different things. One thing, I use it for fitness. I exercise every day, whether it's walking, whether it's biking, whether it's Zumba. And so riding and cycling is actually a part of their weekly fitness plans. I also use it for social. Every Saturday I bike with friends. We do a Black Girl Joy bike ride. It's a part of our self-care. And I also use it to just transport me to other parts of the city. So there are a lot of different bikes to choose from, and I think it just depends on what I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I use an electric bike, and I think I use that more so if I want to go a long distance, because the electric bike allows me to do that without exhausting myself. So one day I went to one of the stations and that was the only bike there. And I got up there and I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. Like, I don't have to use like all my energy. I'm like biking 13 miles, more than what I usually do. But it's a very easy process. When I go to a station, I use the Ride Indigo app on my phone. And so with the app, I'm able to unlock the bike, which allows me to pull the bike from the actual station. I adjust the bike according to what's most comfortable to me. You just turn on, make sure the bike is energized up, and then I go off. It's the conveniency of Ride Indigo. I could go many places in the city and there is a bike there for me. To be able to know that I have access to these bikes and transportation and the options around the city to use. I think about how I'm part of this larger community that is around the city. When I'm biking, I get to see like the beautiful landscape of Philadelphia. I get to see these murals again. I get to see people. I just feel like I get to be a part of the city that I love. I think we can build a big community around here. Like I said, there's a lot of social aspects to it. You can ride with your family, you can ride with your community, you can ride with people at your job. I think it just fosters a place of like caring for each other. Like, we could do this together and you're not alone in that process. It's a great fitness, it's great for your mental health. It just has so many great benefits to it.
Welcome back. Philadelphia certainly has plenty of new and interesting things to offer, that is for sure. All right, we've been through 6 of the 12 preliminary heat races so far, so we're halfway through. Let's move on now to race 7 and take a look at the lineup. In lane 8, you have Iru. Next to Iru is Lily May in lane 7. Liam's Racer is in lane 6. Next to 2 fish streaking in lane 5. In lane 4 is Link. Lane 3 is Lambo. Lane 2 is Pillow. Hopefully the car is not as soft as its name. And in lane 1, the Dino.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, the outside lanes winning it right there in lanes 7 and 8. Very close race. We had to look at the tape to see exactly who won, but the winner in that one is Iru, followed by Lily May. And what's your take on this, Leroy?
You know, you wouldn't think Iru and Lily May would be that close to each other. Iru makes use of both the winning tactics we've seen so far, the heft and the aerodynamics, while Lily May has feathers on there. You know, she said to her dad she wanted wings on her car, and it looks like the feathers did the trick.
And the unicorn on the front, maybe that made it a little more aerodynamic. Iru weighing 7.849 pounds. All right, let's move on to race 8. In lane 8, it's Artemis's Racer. In lane 7, it's Green. 6 is Sea Dart. In 5, Neon Blue. Next to Neon Blue is Speed in lane 4. Jerome's Racer is in lane 3. Green Machine, not to be confused with Green in lane 7. Green Machine is in lane 2. And in lane 1, it's Pikachu.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hefty, hefty, hefty. Weight dominated this one, didn't it, Leroy?
It definitely looks like it did. Both of those cars coming in at above 7 pounds, almost 7.5. Looking like that propelled them across the finish line.
And Green Machine likes cats as well, so what on there represents the cats?
It looks almost as if the spoiler, the back portion of that car from the above view, looks kind of like cat's ears to me.
Pretty creative. All right, let's move on to race 9. In lane 8, we have the Stone Car. In lane 7, you'll find Speedway right next to Speed Royale in lane 6. In lane 5, it's Toothless. In lane 4, the Different Thing. And in lane 3, Carmen the Catfish. Lane 2 is Mi'kmaq, and in lane 1, it's Tylil's Racer.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, speed wins, right, Leroy?
Then it definitely looks like the aerodynamics definitely propelled Speed Royale across there, and the rounded edges on Carmen the Catfish definitely helped that airflow right across.
That's very unique in what we've seen so far. And by the way, I will note the purple and gold on Speed Royale. Those are Lakers colors to this person who grew up in Los Angeles and was a Lakers fan, so go Lakers. All right, we're going to take a break now. That's races 7 through 9, and let's take a look now at more from our festival partners.
Hey everyone, this is Brendan from the Philly Moonmen. Just want to show you guys how you can tune into our virtual astronomy program with the Da Vinci Fest Live. For all evenings of the Da Vinci Fest, we will be sharing a view through the telescope on Instagram Live. I made this video tutorial to show you guys how you can tune into the live stream and catch a view through our telescope in just a few easy steps. As you can see, I can share the view through the telescope by attaching my smartphone to the eyepiece of the scope. During these live streams, we will be sharing views of the moon and planets in our solar system. You'll need a smartphone with an Instagram account. To tune into the virtual astronomy live stream, open the Instagram app and search for Philly Moonmen. Once you find our page, you will see a red ring around our logo and a small red play button below. This indicates that we are currently live streaming the view through the telescope. All you have to do is tap the moon and you will enter the live stream and chat room. Feel free to use the comments to ask any questions or curiosities that may come to mind. The purpose of these live astronomy sessions is to share a scientific discussion, but also to further engage the viewer by allowing them to guide the conversation using the comment section. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, and you can check out our other programs with the Da Vinci Fest for more ways to study the night sky.
Welcome back. Here's your lineup for race 10 in lane 8. It's Rainbow Car, followed by Aviva's Racer in lane 7. The Rainbow Panda is in lane 6. Next to Alfina in lane 5. Limbo in lane 4. The Roller Coaster taking up lane 3. And in lane 2 is Buzzin' on the outside because we do not have a car in lane 1 in this race.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, I think that's the biggest win we've seen all day, Leroy. Alfina, far and away the best car in that race.
Alfina definitely edging out quite far ahead of the rest. You know, it was modeled after a Venetian gondola. And so instead of cutting through the waves here, it seems like it's cutting through the air as it soars in at a hefty 7.5 pounds.
Doesn't look like a Venetian gondola. It looks more like an Italian sports car to me. But a very nice win by Alfina and Rainbow Panda coming in second in this race. All right, let's move on to race 11. All right, we're starting in lane 7 on this one. Lightning Speed is the car there. Next to it is Black Lightning Bolt in lane 6. In lane 5, it's Google's. In lane 4, Jason. In lane 3, Bowser. And in lane 2 is Skull. Oh, you know, this is the first race Leroy and I picked a winner before the race, and we picked Black Lightning Bolt for me, and Leroy picked Lightning Speed, and I think that, Leroy, you picked the winner by, like, a splinter.
It looks like I edged that one out by that splinter, you're saying, and I think it's definitely because of the weight we're seeing on the back there. Again, we're seeing a weighted car with aerodynamic features, edging it right out in the end.
All right. Now for race 12, as we wrap up our preliminary heats, let's move on to that race. Here's your lineup. Mr. Fox in lane 7 on the outside. Champ is in lane 6. In lane 5, Soraya's Racer. Lane 4, the Rainer. In lane 3, G-Money 215-800 Snapple. Can't wait to see how that one runs. And in lane 2, the Fanatic.
3, 2, 1, go!
And the winner in that one is G-Money 215-800 Snapple. And, Fanatic, I was really pulling for them to take home that trophy. That 25 years has been a long time. They're going to have to wait a little longer, Leroy.
It looks like they are to be victorious, and they were edged out by G-Money. It might have been the sponsorship in there, because that car was actually lighter than Fanatic.
I've caffeinated, I would bet. That's probably what happened. All right, we had a great 12 preliminary races so far. What stands out to you is, the themes amongst the top cars?
I think most of the top cars you'll find had aerodynamics going for them. They were designed so as to be able to optimize the flow of air around the car. Secondarily, cars that just had enough heft to get them across the line definitely shot down the track and headed towards the finish line. An interesting thing to note was some of the wheel spacings between the cars. You'll notice a few cars kind of jump the tracks, and this is much easier when the wheel spacing is a lot wider and the cars aren't able to kind of ride the guides much easier.
Honorable mention to the awfully cute designs that didn't fare well but looked really good on the racetrack. All right, we have 3 semifinal races coming up. Please stay tuned.
The Da Vinci Fest exhibition series explores local Philadelphia innovation. You can experience Philadelphia Forthcoming and the Inquisitives in person by appointment through October 25th, or you can explore them online now through the festival platform. You can also see the virtual experience for Exquisite Cops online or view it in Palumbo Park through November 6th. Our largest exhibition in the festival this year, Philadelphia Forthcoming, features over 100 artists, architects, designers, and computer scientists. 60 of those creators are Da Vinci Art Alliance members. DVAA artist members come from all types of backgrounds. They work in almost every medium, so it's hard to identify a common signature. Artists in our membership range in age from 18 to 80 and have training from all over the world. That is what is so crucial to the project Philadelphia Forthcoming. It emphasizes the differences that each member brings to the table and captures it all in a coordinated effort. Imagine what our city, country, the world would feel like if each person had an equal say in constructing our collective future. Unfortunately, not even perfect democracy does not allow us to predict the future. nor will our outcomes ever perfectly reflect our intentions. However, Philadelphia Forthcoming is an experiment on collaboration where no one's artist work is definite. It must rely on the work adjacent to it for the story to be told. This may actually be the signature of every DVAA artist member, that they are so willing to be a part of a community-oriented narrative, that they want to be at an organization like ours. For 89 years, Da Vinci Art Alliance has primarily served our artist members through exhibitions and educational programs. Over the last several years, our programming for artists has professionalized and grown immensely. We created Da Vinci Fest as a way to give back to the community and share more of our artist-driven work with more people. Our namesake, Leonardo da Vinci, has been described as a polymath, an individual whose knowledge spans a significant number of subjects, known to draw on complex bodies of knowledge to better solve problems. As we have adapted the festival several times over the last 18 months, we have always looked to the creativity inherent in our own community to help us reimagine our programming. Our programming was built by dozens of volunteers and partner organizations. And tonight, you have just seen a tasting, a sampling platter of what the festival has in store for you. We invite you to explore the whole festival virtually through davincifest.org through October 29th. At this time, we'd also like to announce the Da Vinci Derby pit stop, so our team can refuel and prepare the track for the final Derby races. Be sure to join us on October 27th at 5 p.m. to see who wins the most creative car and which cars take home first, second, and third prize for speed.